Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. Hope everybody's doing well. Wait, I believe everybody's doing well. I have faith that everybody's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I am excited yet again because you already know why. I am so excited to always speak with people around the world, extraordinary people, and today is no exception. I have Dawn Cady today, and before she tells you anything about her, I'm going to tell you a bit about her. So listen up, you don't want to miss any of this. Dawn Cady is a holistic certified specialist, multi-award-winning pain expert, Australia's premier pain freedom coach, founder and owner at Alleviate Pain, Inc. since 2016. Dawn was a chronic pain sufferer for 31 years and used to take 13 painkillers a day. She learned how to walk again, even though doctors told her she would be disabled for the rest of her life. Wow. In 2014, Dawn Cady created the Neuro-Alignment method, a multi-award-winning process that unites over 120 of the world's best healing tools and techniques. The Neuro-Alignment method successfully passed 2 years of clinical trials and was incorporated into Alleviate Pain online and offline programs. Dawn is also highly specialized in emotional freedom technique, acceptance, commitment therapy, Neuro-Linguistic programming, process work, energy work, and explain pain methods. Wow, we're going to have to talk about these things, but it's amazing. How are you doing today, Dawn?
I'm really good. What about you? Always great.
Yes. And even when it seems like I'm not great, I have the tools now at this part of my journey to quickly shift to greatness, because there's so many things that I'm thankful for. And one of the things I'm thankful for right now is this present moment, is sharing this moment in time with you. So I appreciate you very much. I want to send my sincerest gratitude for you taking part of your time, because I believe, I'm a firm believer that time is one of our precious assets. And for you to agree to spend some of your time here, I am humbled and just very grateful.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
I'm
So
honored to share my
let's
time.
just get right into it. I want to talk more about, and if it's okay with you, because I want this to unfold. How did that happen? That if you don't mind sharing a little bit of this chronic pain in which doctors said that you weren't going to walk anymore. I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah, it was a challenging time. What happened is I was 5.5 months pregnant,
Right.
and I slipped in the kitchen at work, and my right leg went straight up in the air, because when you're pregnant, you become more flexible. And as I turned to grip the kitchen sink, because I was so frightened of falling because I was pregnant,
Right.
I actually tore ligaments, tendons, and a main nerve that feeds your leg into your pelvis. I also split my pubic bone, and I damaged a part of the joint that keeps your hips stabilized. So I had no control over my hips for the rest of my pregnancy. My legs would just give way and I'd collapse. So I had to have sticks whilst I was pregnant. And they thought that after I had my son, they thought, oh, everything will be fine. You'll go back to normal. Everything will repair. And it never did. It actually got worse, progressively worse, to the point that they ended up just giving me lots and lots of painkillers to just be able to cope with the pain.
Yes.
Because the nerve was damaged, and nerve pain. So imagine like toothache, when you get horrendous toothache.
Right.
That feeling in my leg 24/7. It was just horrendous.
And the only relief you got from that was pain numbing medicines.
That's right.
Yes.
And after a few months, I actually noticed that the painkillers weren't doing anything, but I became addicted to them.
Yes, and people often do. And your body became so accustomed to them that it no longer eased the pain anymore. So what did you do after that?
So basically what happened was I started to recognize something inside of me just had me slow down and recognize that the painkillers weren't actually working. They were actually making me feel worse. I was getting more symptoms. I was feeling really unwell. And the more that I slowed down, the more I started to realize I wasn't taking the painkillers for the pain. I was taking the painkillers because my life was so horrendous that emotionally and mentally I couldn't cope. So the painkillers were an escapism because I was out of it.
Right.
I was completely numb and unaware of what was going on around me. I was like a zombie just watching TV with a newborn. And I was just like, I didn't even know what was going on. I was so disconnected.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so basically you were numb and you were contributing to the numbness of yourself. Wow. And what a moment for this to be unfolding like that, because you, at the same time, you had one of the most exciting things that anybody could experience going on, which is, cultivating a life, and wow. And at the same time, not to make light of it, I have experienced and heard plenty of testimonies of women that become more emotional and depressed and anxious around that time as well. So it's amazing that you were able to bear with this. And how did you overcome this? I mean, what was the next step? I mean, it was this, yeah.
It was an amazing experience.
Right.
It was almost like I had to go to the darkest depths to
Right.
face death.
Right.
I had to face death straight in the eyes. And how that happened was I had a nervous breakdown, completely shut down. I became non-verbal. I didn't speak anymore. And it got to a point where I was having a really, really bad day. My pain was horrendous. And my little boy at the time was 16 months old.
Oh, wow.
Bouncing around, jumping around, and he jumped on my back. And the pain just shot through my body and I screamed. And I just went, I wish you had never been born.
Wow.
And it broke me. The fact that I could say those words and a part of me actually meant it. It just broke me. And I just collapsed onto the floor and just sobbed. And then my husband came home from work. And I just remember as soon as he came home from work, I just looked him in the eyes and said, I have to go. And I crawled into the bedroom, couldn't even walk. It was the most horrendous experience, but at the same time, the most enlightening. And I crawled into the bedroom, crawled into bed, and I was in the fetal position. And in the fetal position, I just went straight into the depth of how can I end my life? How can I allow someone else to come in and look after Alfie and be his mother, because I am not worthy of having this child. My husband can do better than me. I need to leave. And I truly believed it. And as I'm spiraling into this, suddenly this voice came and said, it's not true. It's not true. And a part of me just became consumed by this voice and this energy. And I just kept listening, and it was saying stuff to me. And it was like I was coming back up the spiral.
Right.
And I was met at this junction. And this junction was, you end your life, or you make a declaration right now. And that declaration that you are making right now is purely, I will never, ever give up.
Right.
No matter what.
Right. Yes,
And
that
I
was
made that choice.
that was your inner voice, and that was the universe speaking to you. And the reason why I said that is because it happens often, and that's the same type of thing that happened to me that stimulated my transformation with me, and I hear it all the time, is that when you get to that point in life where you get to that fork in the road where either you are going to fall off and die, just to put it straight
It
forward,
is that straight,
or
yeah.
are you going to choose the path of higher self? And it's amazing for me to hear this testimony. Of course, I don't wish for you to go through that, but at the same time, just because I know how things go now, I mean, part of me knows that you had to go through that to get to where you are now and where you're headed. So you
It was
had to.
perfect.
Unfortunately, it was very disheartening, and it could have went a different way, but it didn't. And I think the universe knew this, but you had to go through something that was so terrible in order to shake you up and to move your life in a different path. And that's amazing. So this voice was speaking to you, and what happened next?
So then suddenly I just got told this technique. I had no idea. I'd done no personal development work. I had no understanding of it. I'd done no work on myself. I'd never been to see a psychologist.
Right.
And it was just the most random thing. And I'm told to just sit with the suffering, but don't be in the suffering. So it was like, sit with it, experience it, feel, let your body mourn and grieve everything that you've been through, but don't psychologically buy into it. And I'm like, okay.
Right.
So I'm just breathing through it. And these emotions and these words and these colors are all coming up in my body. And I'm just breathing through it. And I'm going, I am safe. I am safe. I love you. I am safe. And I just kept saying this mantra. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just getting told to do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm following it. And then I walked out. I don't know how many hours. I don't know how long it was. I walked out of the bedroom into the living room. I had not spoken a positive word. The only words I'd spoken in 2 weeks was, I need to go. I need to be in bed. And that's when I crawled. I can't remember the exact words I said, but it was something on the lines of, you need to deal with this. You need to deal with Alpha. You need to get everything sorted. Like I was saying bye pretty much. And I walked out and it was just like, there was no pain in my body at that moment. And I walked out and I looked at my husband in the eyes. My eyes are completely like shining. And I said to him, I said, I'm okay. I'm going to get through this. And he said, I just looked at you and I was like, I know you are.
Right.
He said, and honestly, when we spoke about it afterwards, he went, I thought you, honestly, I did not think you were going to come back to me. But when you walked out of that room and your eyes were just so bright like diamonds, he said, I just knew that you were back. Like the spark had come back. My soul had come back into my body and my eyes were bright.
Right. Wow, that's an amazing story. Yes. So after this experience, it propelled you into greater heights that I know for a fact, and I haven't even spoke to you, but I know for a fact some things. It propelled you into things that moments before or weeks or days prior to that, you wouldn't have never known that you would have become. Like I'm looking at here, holistic certified specialist, award-winning pain expert, and you became this. And I want you to tell me how you got into this, but I just want to say this because it's so exciting. Because of the pain you went through, you became a multi-award-winning pain expert. And that is beautiful because of your own adversity, your own experience. It propelled you to be an advocate for that very thing that you became outstanding and extraordinary in. So how did that develop? You becoming a certified specialist and a multi-award winning pain expert and Australia's premier pain freedom coach founder. And you have, I mean, how did that happen? How did that develop?
So basically what happened is after I had that, it was almost like I was shown that having no pain and being healthy was possible.
Right.
I'd felt I had an experience where I could walk. Admittingly, it wasn't perfect. Like I was dragging my leg a bit. It wasn't brilliant, but the pain had completely gone.
Right.
And it was like I had that experience for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then it all came back. Like I couldn't walk properly and the pain came back because it was almost like reality hit. And I was like, this can't be happening. The doubt came in, waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it did. And then what happened is I was sat on the lounge about 2 days later and I was like, there has to be a way that I get rid of this pain, has to go. Nothing is permanent. I've just been shown that. I've just experienced it. This is not permanent. This is a state of mind.
Right.
My mind is making my pain worse. And this stuff just started coming to me. And I said, you know what, universe? Can you send me a tool so I can get off these goddamn painkillers?
Right.
No word of a lie, 2 minutes later, ping, my phone went, get an email. And I opened up my email and I'm like, natural pain relief tool. And I'm like, I don't even remember signing up to this. I don't know how the hell they got my email address. And I opened it up and it was emotional freedom technique. And I learned the emotional freedom technique. And that's when I was guided to slow down. So they got all of the neural alignment method has been given to me. I have been shown and told, go learn this tool. Once you learn this tool, it'll take you to the next. And it's like, I've learned all of these tools and then they brought them all together. And I downloaded the whole process of the neural alignment method. I say it's my work, but it's my higher self. It's from the collective conscious. It's from the universe. It's from somewhere.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
I was just completely guided through the whole process. And then afterwards, I was told, now you must go out and teach this because people don't believe it. You have gone through 3 experiences of having to learn how to walk again, not once, 3 times in my life I've gone through, like I've gone through the gauntlet many, many times. And it said, you had to go through near-death experiences. You had to go through learning how to walk again because people would not believe you if you hadn't have had this horrendous experience. The language, the depth of emotion that you have gone through in each of these experiences cannot be felt unless you feel them. And people will feel through your words and your experiences and how you hold their hand, knowing that yes, they're in that darkness and you've been there, but there's a beacon of light waiting at the other end of the tunnel, and you hold their hand until they see it for themselves. And I was like, my whole life made sense. And I've just, like, my hairs are standing up on end right now, just sharing that with you.
Thank you. I mean, oh my, I can feel the energy and the passion. I even started to tear up a bit myself because I can feel the passion. I can feel that through your experience, that a lot of people probably wouldn't have made it through. It just, you were chosen to do that. I'm a firm believer that we all have a purpose here on life. Now, what you said also resonates with me. I don't know what the purpose is at the time, for everybody. I don't know the steps to take, but what I am continuously being reminded of is you don't have to know. You just have to slow yourself down, as you said, and listen to that intuition, listen to God, listen to listen to the universe, listen to your higher self, and things will open up, will illuminate. And it's just so beautiful. And if you would have told me this maybe 6 years ago, I would say there's something I wouldn't have believed it either. But I am so blessed and thankful to have experienced this similar, not your exact story. Yours is unique, but similar unfoldment that now it just brings me just such joy. And it's just a constant reaffirming to me that, wow, I'm not alone here. I had to reach the depths of what I've went through. And, maybe later I can explain, talk to you about it, but similar. This is about you today, but similar. I went to a deep, dark place in my life to where I didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I started putting, I don't know what happened. I can't explain to you, but the answers start coming. And I got out of my own way and started listening and start following. And I didn't understand at first. It took a while for me to really, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. And now I know there's an intuition that we're intertwined. We have that, with the universe. We have that inside of us. We were given this gift. And if we get out of our own way, get out of our own head, we all have this power. We just have to unplug from the world mind, from the media, listening to everybody else, even listening to our old selves, that the old programming, get out of our own and basically surrender to our higher self, surrender to the universe, and we will be taken care of. We will be. And it's just amazing that that testimony is just so powerful. And I know it's going to touch lives, because this is what we need. We need people in the world that have aligned with their purpose and passion through adversity, because everyone has adversity, even if you don't see it. Like, there's certain people we see on TV, like, oh, their life is perfect. No, it isn't. No one's life is. And it doesn't matter how much money you have or whatever. Everyone goes through things. That's just the way life is. Life is a balance. So it's not all one way, but we are given the tools to be able to go through the hard moments and get back into alignment with our higher selves. If we, like you said, slow down and listen and connect with ourselves and continue to work on it. It's there. But yes, just like we have light, we have dark, we have night, we have day. Life is a contrast. So nobody's life is all daytime all the time. Nobody's life is all nighttime all the time. When you're going through it, you might think, oh, my life is dark and this is the way it's always going to be. No, it's not. No, it's not. You can climb out of there.
The darkness is the tension. It's pulling you to catapult you into the light. You have to have darkness there in order to have light. It's almost like darkness is the propeller. It pulls you back and pulls you back and pulls you back to your absolute, and the tension of an elastic band before it snaps. And it pulls you back and then it propels you forward. But you've just got to go, I know that the elastic band is not going to snap. I know it's not. And this is going to be a tough ride, but I just trust. And it gets easier each and every single time, because you're not that rigid stick on the elastic band that's really like, you start to just relax into it. And it's like, I just know that this elastic is holding me. Like, it's surrounding me, it's supporting me. I have the illusion that I'm being stretched beyond measure, but I can only be stretched as far as I can handle, because you're not given more that you can. That is a story that we tell ourselves. And that's a story that I told myself, and I'm sure that's what you told yourself, that this is too much, I can't do it, why on earth is this happening to me, this is so hard. And when you let go of that and say, you know what, I've got this. I've got this. I know it's going to be hard, and I know it's going to be challenging, and sometimes it's going to get me to dig so deep that I might not believe that I'll be able to get out of it, but I have to believe that I have got this.
Right. And oftentimes, I'm not saying that after that deep, dark moment happens, that nothing else happens in life, but I just have to speak through experience.
Yeah.
Once you have that knowledge from going through that very deep dark, you rarely go through something that deep and dark again in your life. Everything else is, I made it through this, so everything else I can do it.
Yes.
You know? And so, yes. And I noticed that. I mean, I rarely ever hear someone that has been, like you said, pulled so deep into the darkness and they had to make that pivotal decision, because that was your defining moment. So you're not going to have, it's no need for that again. So yes, you might go through things that you don't like, but they're never going to be as deep and as dark as that anymore. So you made it through that. So therefore you can make it through anything that happens, because you already went through your defining moment, your moment that showed you your purpose and your passion. That's it right there, you know, and you're prepared for whatever else comes. And that's amazing. So how did you become, I mean, I'm reading this award-winning now, award-winning process that unites over 120 of the world's best healing tools. Now, how did you become, you created the neuro-alignment method, and I can see with an R in a circle, which just means it's yours, like trademark to you or registered to you.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I mean, how did you put that together, and how did it become award winning?
Well, what happened, I remember just one day I was told, you need to go get a piece of paper, a big, large piece of paper, and you're going to get to understand why you got to where you got and why everybody else does. How did you get to this defining moment of having to make that decision? What led you there? And I'm like, okay. And it gave me the understanding of that our mind has been almost programmed and indoctrinated for stress, and that it's okay to be experiencing that and living that in short bursts in the moment. But when you completely rewire your brain and all your neural connections and pathways only respond and react in a stressful way, it breaks down the body's capacity and ability to regenerate and rejuvenate.
Right.
Because we're meant to experience suffering for a short period of time. Right. And then we're supposed to come out of it. It's almost like suffering is there to go, oh, hang on, I've gone down the wrong path.
Right.
I need to turn back round, go back where the suffering, before the suffering started, and continue back down that path. It's a warning signal. Same with pain. Pain is a message to let you know that the body needs your help.
Right.
There's
most of our pain, I believe, if not all, comes from here. And we bring it on ourselves. Now,
yes,
granted, I understand you fell in that, and as a result of that, you experience pain. But I'm just saying, oftentimes our minds, we cultivate disease and things like that and lasting pain through our own thoughts, you know. So yeah, you knew somewhere in your mind that after you fell, okay, I'm supposed to feel bad and I'm supposed to, and you got yourself out of that through here.
Yeah.
You know, even though you fell physically, you still were able to mentally overcome that, you know, and that's amazing. So you end up developing this program, and it's obviously helping a lot of people around the world. And it's amazing. I mean, and the thing is, there's so many people that have suffered, you know, or are suffering, you know, physical pain, and you have been sent here to help them. And that's your purpose, to help people overcome pain and to get through it, and to encourage them and let them know that they can do it, you know, through your own method. So when I mean, you don't have to say everything, but what all does what you created, how does that process kind of work? If you could kind of like take us through it a little bit.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Silent. I don't know what's happening. It might be my end. I'm not too
Okay.
sure.
No, don't
Oh,
worry. Can you
it
hear
was
me?
my connection.
Oh, don't worry. We'll wrap it up soon. But I just wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
just a small, take us through a small process of how it works, what you developed here.
So the first part is to help people understand how they got to where they got, and that it's not that they've done anything wrong.
Right.
And it's to help them understand that when you've been in pain for a period of time, it's not that your body doesn't have the capacity and capability of healing. It's the fact that you have rewired a part of your brain called the reticular activating system that only sees and perceives pain and suffering in your life, which perpetuates the cycle, which then breaks down your body biologically. But it doesn't mean to say it's permanent. Nothing is permanent. This is something that we've been led to believe, that when we are injured and it doesn't heal and repair after 3 months, 6 months, you have this forever. This is not going to go away. That's not actually the truth. The reason why the body doesn't heal and repair and it goes chronic is because the body is saying, what you perceive and see in the world is creating chaos within inside of the body, and the nervous system is hyper vigilant that it can't heal and repair, so it becomes frayed, just like it, like how you've got the conduit of a lead and then that breaks away and you've got the bare wires. That's what happens to our nervous system. But once you recognize that and once you work with the nervous system, then what happens is the body starts to rejuvenate, regenerate, all of the nerves heal, the pain starts to disappear, because you become in control of what you're thinking, how you perceive. If you think that pain is bigger than you, it has control over you, it has power over you, that's your life, you've created it. But if you believe this pain is a gift that's showing me that my body is asking for my help, because we are a partnership. We are a partnership together. We are here to work together. My body communicates with me. And when I don't listen, it then eventually goes to pain. It then eventually goes to disease. It then eventually goes to nervous breakdowns, depression, anxiety. It's just a path down the road that you weren't told was the wrong path. And all you need to do is turn around, walk back, and go, I've got this. And
Wow.
nothing and no one has power over me. Because the moment that you believe that something is more powerful than you, that's outside of you, you can't heal, because you're saying, I'm not powerful enough to heal myself.
Yes.
And once you put the codes inside of the brain and create the neural connections, the brain starts to fire and wire, and you completely rewire your brain like that. But you have to understand and know you are more powerful than the pain, because the pain is just an alarm bell. It's a signal.
Wow. That's amazing. And I like how you orchestrated that. It's just so, I can vividly just picture your words, and it just the way everything flowed. That's amazing. And to have this understanding of how it works, and to be able to, like I said, you got this gift now that was given to you by your own higher self, by the universe, by God. I mean, and it's just amazing. And wow, thank you very much for sharing that. And how can people find you or help if they need, to find your program or help or anything with their chronic pain or whatever? How can they?
Yeah, so I have a community that's called Heal Yourself, because I believe that I'm not here to heal anyone. I'm here to empower you and educate and help you understand how your body works. We're all uniquely different. We've had unique experiences. And that's why I was told I needed to learn 150 tools. So I'm up to 150 now. Because it's a unique package for each person. And I get told what that unique package is for each individual. I'm told that this, and this, and this is what's going to work for them. And I teach them how to do it and guide them and mentor them. So what I've done is I've set up a Facebook community called healyourself.dc. And what that community does is every week I share a story, a deep understanding of how you can shift through situations and circumstances. We offer tools and techniques, and we do all this for free because we understand that pain and health is not only imperative for you living and being here, but we've also been indoctrinated that we give our health and our power away to other people because it's up to them to heal us. We go to our doctor, we go to these wonderful therapists and give our power away to them because that's what we've been told. But the truth of it is, you must be empowered and understand your own body to know who you need to see, whose support you need.
Right. Yes, and that resonates with me because the name of this show is entitled Empowered. It's empowered in the title. Empowered, evolved, and basically enlightened, empowered, evolved, and that's basically what I feel my purpose is in a different way, is to enlighten people and empower them. And when you're empowering someone, you're not in a position where you're taking their power and they have to depend on you. You're empowering them and just making them aware of what is already there for them to use and just turning them on to it. And that's exactly the reason, one of the main reasons that I created this platform here, is for people to just be empowered by other people and to learn and for people to share their services, paid for, paid and unpaid, but just to empower people so that they have know that there's solutions, alternative solutions out there, and solutions that stimulate from their own power inside, their own connection with the universe, their own connection with their higher self. So yes, like I said before, the universe is a perfect orchestrator, and this segment with you is not a coincidence at all. Not at all. Serendipitous. It was orchestrated. We're just the tools that the universe used to orchestrate, and it's beautiful. Thank you very much. And before we conclude this segment, are there any closing things, ideas, or anything that you would like to say?
I just like for your listeners and my listeners to just know that me and Luke are no different from you. No different. We bleed and we hurt and we have suffered and gone through pain.
Right.
And you can get through it too. So no matter how deep and scary and dark, please never say it's okay for them because of X, Y, and Z. Do not give your power away to anyone because you can do exactly what anybody else has done before you. They are not better than you. They are no different to you. We are all the same.
Right.
We are all the same. Never ever think that because me and Luke are at the other side of this and we're saying that it's amazing, it's incredible, that's not waiting for you at the other side. It's a choice and it's a decision to go, I am going to choose today that I love myself a little bit more. Even if I don't love myself, I like myself a little bit more. Even if you can't say that, say, I'm choosing to like myself each and every day. And just start there, because starting to love yourself in the beginning can be really difficult. I found it really challenging.
Yes. Again, I resonate with you. There was a long time that I had to find out that I was not let alone loving myself. I wasn't liking myself. No. I could tell by the mindset that I had, the decisions I was making. And then when that question was posed to me, can you look in the mirror and say that you love yourself? Very uncomfortable for a long time for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, a long, long time. And this is what I really want to express to everybody listening is it's a journey. And we're here, me and Lou and all the other practitioners and all the other people are here as a beacon of light to say, you can do it. You can do it.
Yes.
You are no different from us. And please don't give out. There is no guru. You are your guru. There is no external person that is going to pull you out of it. You are the only person who's going to pull you out of it. Everybody else is a technique, a tool, a strategy, a guidance to just help you awaken to your brilliance and your greatness and your ability to heal yourself. Never ever give your power away is the biggest lesson that I have learned, because I went down, the reason why I ended up where I was is self-hatred. It was all self-hatred.
Right. And I
It was
can,
all self-hatred.
right. And I have to say this, it doesn't matter where it came from, because you get to a point in life where you start blaming where this comes, why my life isn't happening right, why I don't like myself. Oh, because it hit my upbringing, my mother, my father. It doesn't matter. It's still up to you to get out of that, to make a life out of that, and to reach your higher self and to heal. It's up to you. No one can do it. Like you said, like Dawn said, no one can do it for you. Even people that you may think that contributed to how they can't do it for you. You got to do it.
No,
You got to do it. And you're going to have to go through what you have to go through to get there. And
exactly. And the main mantra that helps you, if you are listening now and you're going through something like me and Lou have gone through,
right,
the mantra that helped me is, it's not my fault, but it is my responsibility. Yes. I just kept saying that. And when I felt like it was going to sweep me from underneath me and take me down, I'd just say, it's not my fault. Take a deep breath and breathe out and just say, but it is my responsibility.
My responsibility. I love that. I love it. And that is what it is. That right there, it was in line with what I just said. It doesn't matter what happened, whose fault you thought it was, you think it is or whatever, but it is your response. Your life is still your responsibility. Nobody else, no matter what they contribute. The way I like to see it too is when we put blame on other people, we're taking our power away again. We're giving someone else, we're giving away our power, like, again, and also blame or whatever. It's not going to fix anything. Blaming it on a certain circumstance or where you were born or who you were born into, who your parents, who your family is not going to fix anything, because now I know everything happens for a reason. So whatever you went through, whatever parents you have, whatever family you have, those are significant to help propel you to who you're supposed to be, to find your purpose some kind of way. It is. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. So, and there's people that tell me, oh, I was supposed to go through this and that. I don't have all the answers, but yes, that's what we're supposed to go through. Unfortunately, some people go through way worse traumatic experiences, but there's so many things that go on in this world. We need people that have been through everything so that they can empower other people that have went through the same, or that are going through it, or maybe keep someone from going down that path, Yeah. So it's beautiful. I like the way you put that. Not here to help anybody, but just to empower them and give them the people aren't saviors. Like, no. A lot of times, the mass, the people out there, I won't name anybody, but a lot of entities out there are dependent on people being dependent.
Yes.
That's how they thrive and how they get their money, because they're dependent. They give into the mindset that you have to depend on me, and this is the way you're going to do it. If you listen to me, if you feed into me, this is the only way. And that's how they do it. But if we can empower others and say, hey, look, you too can do exactly what I'm doing and become an advocate and become your own coach and help other people too. If we can keep that going, that's beautiful right there. And I believe, just like you, I'm not here to save anybody. I'm not here to make anybody dependent. If they don't listen to Lute or watch Lute's channel, oh, then they're gonna fail. No, I'm just here to show people what I know through my experiences, and to highlight other people's experiences and passions, and that's it. And through that, inspire you to do the same and keep it going. Find your power, your own true purpose. And if I can help in some way inspire you to find your own purpose and find your own voice, your own power, then I know I'm doing the right thing. So everybody, yeah, like you said, I want everybody, to be empowered. That's why I say, no matter who I encounter, whether they work with me or they don't, I send them, good. I want them to have everything, greatness in their life, peace and harmony and love and health. Everybody. I don't just think that and wish that for me. No, everybody. So, yeah, that's how the world will become elevated in consciousness and in energy, is if everybody's at peace, if everybody's harmonious, if everybody's prosperous, if everybody is finding their purpose one at a time, collectively. Beautiful. So yes, again, I appreciate you being here today, and all the links. If you have any more links that you want to send to me to add to the video once I upload it, or before I upload it, let me know. But yes, I'll make sure I put everything in there. And thank you very much. And I look forward to possibly talking to you again soon. Very inspirational, and just, I feel great. Just this, I love talking to people, especially having high vibrational conversations like this, because it's good to absorb this type of energy in your mind, in your subconscious mind. It's just beautiful, and it's therapeutic, it's medicine, it's mental medicine, it's spiritual medicine. It's just beautiful. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Luke. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you soon. Enlightened, empowered, evolved.